This is Mouth Media Network, your inside voice.
Hi everyone, I'm DM, co-founder and CEO of ArtistOnGo. Beauty empowers every human being and gives you confidence. That's what I love about beauty.
I am Aarti. I am the co-founder and head of product at ArtistOnGo. Beauty is being yourself, feeling comfortable and confident in who you are, and presenting that to the world is beauty.
From New York City, you're listening to Beauty is Your Business, covering the intersection of innovation and business in the beauty industry.
Welcome to another episode of Beauty is Your Business. This is Karen Moon, and I'm joined with my amazing co-host, April Franzino.
Hi, everyone. Excited to be here.
So DM and Aarti, so excited to have you on the show. I've been following ArtistOnGo since the early days. And so would love for you to tell the audience, one, what is it? And then what inspired you to identify this problem and need that you're solving for in the hair industry?
Hey guys, I'm Aarti. I am the co-founder and head of product at ArtistOnGo. And, when I started really looking at ArtistOnGo with DM comes with a breadth of knowledge from 15 years in the industry, massive salon business, working directly with creators as well as customers. He educated me on how my dollars were being spent and how they were being utilized. So a couple of things that were really interesting and obvious to me. First was technology had not touched the industry in many ways. Everything that we were seeing in market was focused on how to get a better, cheaper price for the consumer and not really focused on the creators and also the industry behind. The second thing that I was noticing is every time I would go to a salon or to get a service, I would ask my provider / creator at this point, hey, what should I use? Should I use a dry shampoo? Should I use this color? Should I do that? Should I be doing acupuncture? What, relaxing cream should I be using? Many times, even though they wanted to help, they seem like, how is this helping me spending another 30 minutes with you and I'm getting $0 out of it? Also, hey, here's an Amazon, link. Go do your own research. Maybe it's a true product, maybe it's a fake product, but that's how the conversation went. So what I learned is the economics behind it. And the economics was really not favorable to the creator. So what we decided to do at ArtistOnGo is create a direct channel between the consumer and the creator. So when I go to the consumer, I should be able to take the service, take the product recommendation, and at the same time, my stylist or my provider should be actually benefiting 100% from that transaction. I shouldn't have to go to 5 places. I shouldn't have to do my own research. And also, I shouldn't have to be thinking, am I getting a fake product or a real product in the market? It should be very simple. And that's what we're trying to do at ArtistOnGo, resolve all those issues.
Cool. And just to clarify, so ArtistOnGo is a business in the boxes, but targeting the hairstylist and not the consumer, at least at this stage.
Correct. At this stage, but I think we are building the database of all the customers of creators so they can understand their hair, make the notes, what kind of a shampoo and other products they should be doing. And very soon they should be able to recommend and sell the products.
Yeah, so let's kind of walk through the experience from a creator standpoint. If you're a hairstylist, you can work from a salon. Walk me through how this is addressing kind of their needs and actually where the power dynamics headed anyways, right? If you think about a customer and they own the relationship, oftentimes we think of our hairstylists as therapists and we'll follow them if they go from salon to salon. So it sounds like you guys are giving the hairstylist the power to rent a chair in any salon. So disintermediating that portion, kind of like an Airbnb style thing where they can find a chair, work from different places. So it's almost like enabling them to basically make creating their own business, not being tied to the salon, a lot more accessible. Can you walk us through how that's different? Maybe the experience of a stylist working in a salon versus them owning the channel and what that experience is on ArtistOnGo and how that's better.
So if you really see the landscape of how the beauty services happen, entire driver, we all have a hairstylist slash therapist. Our loyalty and trust is with them. But at this current place, they work for the salons. They have no control on their own autonomy, and they work as a worker for the salon owners. Also, they make just 25 to 30% of the revenues they generate. The reason that happens is because they don't have resources to work independent. They don't have $500,000 to open up a salon. They don't have another $500,000 to operate with the big teams. This has been a big challenge in last 25 years. And only salons which you see existing in the market, they are owned by hairdressers who have resources. As a ArtistOnGo, we see that every creator slash hairdresser needs a space to work, to be independent. Then they need their own shop to sell the products, and they need a full autonomy and freedom so that they can sell or use the products they really believe into it. And all of that, if they do it, they enjoy two things: full autonomy and as a creator, and at the same time, they have full control on the business they make, which, by the way, they make like $150,000 every month. Today, it's not possible because most important thing, they don't have a space. So we started at ArtistOnGo providing them this space, which they can rent it and start their own independent business. Now you will ask me why it's so different by renting a space here. I mean, they can go and rent anywhere else. It's important because every artist, every hairstylist has their own needs, personalized needs, which neighborhood they want to work, how many years they want to work, what type of services they do it. So really, you are asking for building $1 million, $500,000 salon for you, which is very personalized and to fits your needs and your client needs. But you don't have that much resources to do that. And that's where we come in. As ArtistOnGo technology, we uses the existing salons, which suits the needs of these artists or creators. We match them and we match their plans based on their needs. So now they can work independently and rent the spaces in a very flexible and personalized terms. That actually creates the cornerstone of their moving in a different direction. That provides them full autonomy. And now they can make decisions, what products I want to buy or use on my clients, or what should be my prices, what should be my schedule. And they become independent like any other celebrity hairstylist, if it makes sense. In terms of monetization, I mean, that's a big impact on these artists. In current scenario, if a typical hairstylist does a business of $100,000, they take home $30,000. Artists who are working with ArtistOnGo platform independently, if they're doing a business of 100K, their take home is anywhere between 70 to 75,000. So it's like 2.5 times or 3 times. Once they have their own e-shop sources, their business becomes from 100K to 200K, and their take home becomes from 30K to 150K. So it's like we're talking about 3 to 5x income of all these creators.
Amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about the logistics of establishing the network of creators and then the salon locations that they work with and how that worked?
Sure. So every creator on our platform or in general has their own needs based on where they have been working. So if I have worked all my life at a salon in Soho, my clients are based there. So most of these clients have personalized needs. They work with some typical products like Estee Lauder, L'Oreal, Bella, whatever it is. They work in a typical 1 or 2 neighborhoods, and they need some equipments. Like if I'm doing balayage, so I need the whole back bar and everything built for that. We, as a technology company, have algorithms which takes all their needs, and from hundreds and thousands of top salons based on the budget and the time they want, we offer them the rental plans. It can be as short as 5 years or 3 years, or as long as 2 years or 5 years. So literally, as we said, what we are democratizing is that you can own a salon for $500 a month and you don't have to do anything. You can come in and you can get out. You have no operational liability.
Can you walk us through a little bit more of the details of how you got creators on the platform and then also how you go about connecting with the salons that they want to be in for their network and where is best for them.
Yeah, so the cornerstone of our entire acquisition is the existing users and ambassadors. It's too good to be true, but once they experience it, and when they see their check in their bank account, like the money coming in $100 or $300 versus $20 or $30 earlier, they start talking to their friends. And so referral and network effect, as you said, is the most champion thing, which has got us most of the clients. We have a dedicated team which goes to the salons with our partnerships with L'Oreal and Vala and other brands. And we look for the right like-minded salons which matches all these hairstylists. So we have on the salon acquisition side, we work with partners and ourselves to identify the right and qualify them. And on the artist side, it's mostly referrals. What I want to mention here is that we have a very rigorous process of vetting every artist or salon to qualify so that when we are being an intermediate to match them, we know the details what we are doing there.
I think it's so interesting as we think about where the creator economy has come. Now, even all the hairstylists are certainly creators with their own followers. I definitely look up an artist's Instagram handle before I decide where to go. So it's just super interesting that you're enabling them to become their own entrepreneurs, almost like a Shopify or Airbnb of kind of the end to end that they need to do. It's really cool. I know I was trying to book with one of the artists, and it was neat because he was telling me that I could choose a location that was most convenient. Are you seeing some of the artists choosing to go in 2 different locations or be flexible? What are the trends and behaviors that you're seeing that are making them grow from not only existing clientele, but actually really expand their business beyond the essentials?
Yeah, so the answer is yes. This is kind of a game changer for a lot of stylists because we give them this whole selection of location with the stability. So most of the artists, we see that they have one base location where they have a storage and they have friends and they know everybody and they spend 85% of business there. But then they have a flexibility there if they have a CEO client and high profile VIPs, or a lot of their clients have moved to Brooklyn or another neighborhood, or they're working. Now they have a flexibility that they can meet in between or in middle of 3 friends from the work want to see the hairstylist. Maybe one couldn't come in, but the other 2. So now hairstylist, don't worry about it. I will come there. So we do see a lot of hairstylists spend 85% at the base location where their entire material is there. And they use these 15 minutes to other locations to kind of build their business. To add on this, you will know that people move every 5 to 8 years, and it takes a lot of time, but they don't want to lose their hairstylist when they move. So before ArtistOnGo, there was no way for hairstylists to cater that segment of their clients which are moving. Now, actually, they don't have to lose those clients. The leaking bucket is not that much anymore because of the location.
So I know you guys have started with the supply side problem. So really with, building the supply side of salons. And then now, on the creator side, eventually, I'm curious how you're thinking about a consumer marketplace, to discover and help drive traffic and things like that. Is that kind of in your roadmap down the line?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, consumer is a big part of it. And Karen, to one of your previous questions, we are seeing the trend of how the product in its existing form and shape is already impacting the customer, just starting with what is convenient for you, what day, what time, what place is convenient for you, the adjustment in pricing, but also the e-commerce has already started as well. So just making sure that the technology is there to support that. And then one of the most interesting things that we're seeing is the product is built, there are a lot of features which are free where they can pre-book the clients, where they can collect the data on the services they're providing to each and every client, their contact details. And we're seeing that being monetized already. So our job next is to make sure it's a seamless experience and just expand on that technology. So not only can the artist pre-book, but also there is a consumer element of where I can just subscribe to the products that you suggested me. I could pre-book with you and so forth.
Shipping matters. I'm Denise Dente, co-founder of Buzz Beauty, here with my business partner, Jessica Quick. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Denise. Did I hear you say we're buzzing about shipping this week? Because that's a little bit different than sales and marketing.
Actually, that is the point. Shipping is highly connected to the customer experience. It's not just about the big warehouses filled with boxes and tape. During this last year, we really saw online shipping skyrocket, which established really new customer expectations when it comes to shipping.
It definitely did. And it's one of the reasons we encouraged our clients to look at their shipping a little differently. Consumers want shipping options based on what's important to them.
I always want free shipping.
I know you do. And that should always be an option. But consumers are willing to pay a premium for expedited shipping, so making sure you have that option. Or some will prefer to save money and accept a slower form of the shipment. And now there's even curbside pickup. So the point really is about giving your customers choices at checkout.
They also want to know exactly where their order is at any point in time.
There's nothing worse than waiting for something and not knowing where it's going to arrive, when it's going to arrive, or where it's at.
So that communication piece is also critical. There are so many ways to communicate with customers, including these email notifications that are fantastic, great tracking systems that can really set your brand apart and be that marketing tool that can help you create that positive customer experience.
Absolutely. And with those communications, you can still put your brand voice in there and have a little fun with them. There's no need to send boring emails or alerts. So thinking about shipping as a marketing tool can positively impact your customer experience and even increase your retention rates.
If you want to keep buzzing with us and you're headed to Cosmoprof North America in August, reach out to us at info@buzzbeauty.com. We'd love to connect with you when you're in Vegas. See you there.
Well, I'm curious, from your background, and you've worked at so many cool disruptive startups, from telemedicine with the Uber founders, at Pager to Gemini and crypto. What was it about this opportunity to disrupt the hair industry and, basically the creator economy there? What attracted to it, and where do you think the potential is, and lessons from other industries that apply here?
So one of the most interesting things is the team. You want to go back in the field with people you trust, and startups are not easy. So you want to be in there with people who have the resources, who have the vision. And that's what attracted me to ArtistOnGo, because DM had not only the industry knowledge, but also the grand vision of how things are supposed to be. So that was super important to me. And also we have other team members like Pat Parenti, who's the former CEO of L'Oreal for 26 years. So it's a very, very solid team. In terms of what was the other thing, I think from a consumer standpoint, I was like any one of you, where I did not realize what the economics distribution was. All I knew was there's a Guild, there's a Groupon, there's a way to get a cheaper service. And I'm thinking, my artist is making so much money. What are they complaining about all the time? They're wearing the Marc Jacobs sandal that I want to buy. They have a better lifestyle. I did not really understand what the industry was and how the legacy model was completely untouched by technology. So that to me was okay, this is a perfect industry that needs to come to terms with what creators want, how their lives are today, and what consumers want. We weren't being heard. I remember I had to go to Oscar Blondie in New York City many years ago. I used to go there. The only reason I stopped going there is because they would not give me any appointment after 5:30. And I'm like, I am not the ladies who lunch. I go to work. How am I going to come to a hair appointment at 5:30? But now I don't have that problem. I can text my artist and I can say, hey, I want to do a Saturday or a Sunday. Give me time in the evening that can work for you. And he'll give me 3 slots. So I think as a consumer, I felt the pain. As an advocate for the person that I had the core relationship, which is the artist, I understood his or her pain in terms of economics. And then as a technologist, I was just blown away how the model is so old. So beyond the greatest team, I was like, okay, I can hold this team's hand and we can make a difference to millions of people.
What I think is so interesting is how deliberate you guys were in starting with the problem around location first and now moving into product. What's interesting there is if we think about the wholesalers like L'Oreal, Kerastase, they don't have data or a CRM since it's all a wholesale business. Tell us a little bit more around the disruption of the opportunity you're seeing there as you're kind of enabling stylists to sell products.
Yeah, I can jump in. So I think day one, we identified top 3 problems when I was operating all these salons. And the one was, what was surprising, and Aarti said, is that we clearly wanted to make a one-stop shop for the clients. Like, hey, I like this hairstylist or this service provider, this creator. I want to buy my tools, my products, everything from there. In order to do that, we had to take first stop at the location, so which we did that. But the second big problem, which we always thought, is that L'Oreal and other big brands, I mean, if you really see how the distribution of products works, they sell all their products to the distributors and distributors sells to salons. So literally nobody knows that you are consuming their shampoo and you have been sold by another creator. There's no data. Unless L'Oreal or all these big brands wants to open their own salons, which they've thought about multiple times to open their salons to track that data, but it's much expensive process. We talk to all these brands like a lot of time. This is a unique opportunity for them now. They have a clear distribution. So now a big brand is selling a product through us to artist, and artist is selling it to or using it on a client. And this entire data visibility gives all the brands visibility to what areas they need to innovate, where their products are being consumed, why they are being consumed, up to the level of consumption. It's a big, big, big issue which we are solving for the industry.
It sounds like there could be an opportunity to help young emerging brands also launch too. Is that something that you see, like because you have all the creators on the platform already?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we are seeing, our vision is clearly that if I am a creator with a great formula and a great brand, which I already created, as of today, I have to actually, and if my other creator community cannot sell it, because I have to go back to the distributor and sell it to them, and they're going to buy. So it's a long process. I think what we are doing is we're democratizing them. So if you have a great product, it doesn't matter it's small player or big player. With ArtistOnGo, you can pick and choose what philosophy you are using product. If you believe in organic products, some of the organic products for the skincare or for the scalp, you don't have to marry one product and be in the box for the one product. It can belong to another creator. It can belong to a big brand, or it can belong to a NGO, which is believing in keep the planet safe. So we give them a lot of flexibility to practice their philosophy on, and also to meet the philosophy of a lot of clients. I mean, they don't want to use a product which has sulfate or proban. Today, if I'm working under a brand which uses in some of the products, creators unfortunately doesn't have that flexibility. So that clears up that.
It's so amazing how many opportunities this opens for creators and for customers. I'm curious, along the way of getting the network established, what has been the biggest challenge that you've come across, and how did you sort of work through that?
I would say a lot of people or other tech companies have been working on the outside problem or superficial problem, I would say, like booking an appointment. I think for us to nail down that in the hierarchy of how will we streamline and create a value prop for the end customer? Let's say if you believe in organic beauty and you believe in a creator and you live in Soho and you have a lifestyle, how do we empower client to choose all the boxes, not one box, and also monetize to creators? So I think putting all those pieces together and nailing down that how our roadmap should be and solving that problem has taken me 15 years, in all honesty. We are thrilled to see our vision is coming through now with this technology solution, what we offer.
It's Amazing. It obviously has all come together at the right time. I think everything comes together and the technology is there and there's the desire for flexibility that people have now and for things to be on demand and tailored to them. So what better time could there be to have this out in the world?
Absolutely. I mean, we see a lot of people are selling their stuff which they don't even know about it. And in beauty industry, what was appealing to the problem which I got attracted is that as a consumer, you're buying products based on packaging, pricing, or random recommendations, or reading the blogs of the people you don't know. You're doing everything, but not buying a product from the guy who you trust most. And despite commerce beauty being such a big business, the creator who is running this is not getting any advantage monetary of that, or he's not in the center of the game. So I think for us, what is important is that now beauty, the entire, either it's product or tools or services, is majorly driven by the skillful creators. And we are bringing them in the center, not only to help people make decisions, but also they can make benefits and make some money out of their skills and monetize it fully. So I think that's kind of the whole game changer for the industry, what we are seeing it. And we're already seeing that brands, customers, and salon owners, and everybody's rallying for that. There, as Aarti said, nobody used technology, so that was a roadblock. And with her being the co-founder and experience of cryptos and pagers and other things, helped us to kind of put everything seamless now.
Amazing. Look forward to following the progress and where, I mean, it's obviously still early days, but a lot's been accomplished last year. And it's super exciting to see just where it will head. I could see so many inefficiencies kind of coming together. It's almost like you could visualize where the product's going, which is super exciting. So up next, we're going to get personal and hit the pan with Aarti and DM and get to know them at a deeper level.
Have you taken a look at StoryDot yet? Every brand and every product has a story to tell, and you can't successfully sell that brand or product without telling the story. StoryDot delivers your story wherever you want it to be heard. You can meet your customers at each point in their journey, connecting the dots between your business and the consumer to enhance engagement, experience, and conversion. I encourage you to take a look at StoryDot at storydot.com. That's StoryDot.com.
And now it's hitting the pan.
So we're back and we're going to hit the pan. And to figure out who gets to ask the first question, we're going to take a spin of the salon chair. And it lands on April.
So I'm so curious, since you guys are embedded in the industry, what are your personal favorite, can't live without it hair products? What's the one thing that if you could only use that, you would choose?
It's a hard question. So I'm a minimalist. So I think the coconut oil that my mom uses for head massages is, especially the one from Trader Joe's. It's been amazing. But I'll add another one. L'Oreal has the instant hairspray for darker roots. And there've been many times when I've skipped a hair color appointment and I'm like, I need to go to CVS and buy this. So I would say those two things are super, super casual, nothing, fancy, but super important in my daily life.
Love it. Now we all want to try that coconut oil.
It's supposed to be for cooking, but it works for hair.
Pretty amazing. What a great tip.
I used 3 hairstylists in my lifetime. And I got the first shampoo Carestas from one of the hairstylists, which is one of my favorite. It's so difficult to pronounce the name. And so it kills me. I cannot even go and buy directly on Amazon directly. And if I don't go to the shop, I'm out of my shampoo. It's trouble. That inspired me actually to write it that. So Caresta shampoo, I also love Orbe products, their conditioner, especially for the thick hair. So I love that. And L'Oreal has amazing men's gel. So I use 3 brands for my hair, and I have to go 3 places to buy that.
Wow, that's impressive. That's devotion, I would say, to your hair.
No, but that's actually, I think, true. Like, even I'm listening to DM's answer, I'm saying I have to go to 2 places. And I did try to buy L'Oreal Roots Concealer online, and the product that I received, I wasn't sure it was actually a true product or a fake product. So I actually had to go to CVS, which is the only place, or the salons that would sell it.
That's true.
I wish like every time I got my color done, my hairstylist would just be like, here are 2 bottles when you're going to miss the appointment.
Wouldn't that be perfect?
It would be. It would get him a much larger tip.
Too funny.
And we'll take another spin of the salon here. And it lands on me. So I wanted to ask both of you guys about your entrepreneurial journeys and just kind of your own personal development throughout that. DM, I'll start with you. I think we kind of understated, you're a serial entrepreneur. Not only have you been in the industry, but quite successful in building and running and exiting, like a 1,500 chain salon. And so like being an entrepreneurial from that brick and mortar, raising from some of the top tier investors like Sequoia, I believe, to this, it's a very different thing. But curious, second time around, how is it different? What parts are easier? And how is it from your own personal perspective?
I think from personal perspective, I would say in my first entrepreneurial journey, you reach to a comfort zone, and restarting again as an entrepreneur, you see a lot of hardships because you're starting from the scratch. But I would say this journey, the first 15 years at building and launching Jean-Claude Begin in 7 countries gave me a base and foundation for understanding the industry players' needs and what they wanted, expected. In this current ArtistOnGo, I think with technology and the vision, it's amazing when you have 15 years of insights of the industry, and with the power of technology, what you can see your entire industry changing rather than just 1,500 salons or 5,000 salons or 10,000 salons. You literally are not even touching in brick and mortar 0.1% of the population. At ArtistOnGo, what we're excited about is that our vision is to reshape the entire industry, and it makes value prop for all these stakeholders, from the brands and creators and clients and everybody. It's already happening. So most challenging part, what I find today, is when you have visions to change the industry, and then you have a tactical sort of day-to-day job at the initial level and acquire 10 salons and 10 creators. The bandwidth to move from that vision at like a 10,000 feet to coming down and executing at 30 feet. As an entrepreneur, you need that agility to just keep back and forth and not miss one or the other. So it's hard, but that's what makes you a real entrepreneur.
It's interesting. I think Robert Refkin, he's CEO of Compass, which went public for billions. He posted something of when they just started, and he had his red backpack and was like, if you call us, I might be showing you next to your apartment. It's just kind of funny, when people are, shipping bonobos cans out of their apartment or whatever. Love hearing the early days of things and how they grow. Aarti, what about you? You've been at several startups. How are you thinking about, from a personal standpoint, what motivates you about doing the next thing, or, when you balance just how crazy entrepreneurial life is?
Yeah. When I was at Gemini, there was this thing that my career started at E-Trade, and over there, they imposed in our head that every product that you build is going to impact the life savings of many, many people. To you, it might be a feature, but to them, it's their life savings for 50 years, and they're depending upon how those funds get invested, etc. And that was a similar trajectory at Gemini, which was making access possible. And that theme continues at ArtistOnGo. You are changing the life of every creator one service at a time. We have quotes and quotes from people who have, I mean, if you go and look up on Instagram, these people are like clearly saying, it has changed my life. I did not have the confidence to go alone. I didn't have the money. I didn't have $1 million to set up my own salons. I had almost lost passion. I have an artist who said, I am creative director for so-and-so big brand. I'm pulling in 600K, but I take home 200K at the end of the day. And there's so much pressure to make numbers. I've lost the soul. And then he started using us and he was like, this is what I came to do. I wanted to be a creator for that freedom. I wanted to create my own art. And then I wanted to have the benefits of it and not always be at the tail end with no control, no freedom. So the theme in my career seems to be access. It's all about opening up access and giving opportunities to people, whether it's the creator or someone's life savings, and making their lives financially so much better and just giving them the opportunities to be wherever they want to be, whoever they want to be, and still have the opportunity to live a very decent living wage, basically.
Cool. So what's the best way for listeners to get in touch?
They can always reach out to founders at ArtistOnGo or our Instagram, which is ArtistOnGo. We do get a lot of artists reaching out to us on ArtistOnGo Instagram. So most welcome. We're pretty diligent in responding, but find us on LinkedIn or founders at ArtistOnGo.com.
Aarti and DM, thank you so much for sharing your vision and everything you're doing to kind of disrupt the industry and actually give back economics and flexibility to the creators. It's really exciting and definitely some of the more interesting trends we're seeing in technology now. Really enjoyed the conversation. As always, this is so much fun to do with my co-host, April Franzino. This is Karen Moon from Beauty is Your Business, signing off. Hugs and kisses.
This has been Beauty is Your Business, produced by Mouth Media Network. Copyright 2021. Keep in touch on Instagram and Facebook at Mouth Media Network, and find prior episodes at beautyisyourbusiness.com and wherever the best podcasts are found. Your brand message can be on this show. Email us to find out more at podcast@mouthmedianetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
This is Mouth Media Network, audio for business.